guys, welcome back to Derby Koi. Excuse me. Quick update on my goldfish. Unfortunately, it hasn't made it. I tried everything, salt baths, brought salt levels up quite high as I could, antifungal treatments and everything else, but it got to the point where he actually stopped eating and he was just getting bigger and bigger. I don't think it was bloat or dropsy or anything like that. I honestly think it was an internal issue. I think he'd had some sort of like kidney failure from what I've read and the research I've done. I'm convinced it was some sort of like a kidney failure, and he was retaining the fluids and he couldn't get rid of them. He wasn't passing them through. So I don't think it was dropsy because he wasn't pine coning. Didn't have bulging eyes or anything like that. I know, as I said before, I know people have had goldfish and have bloated up and have lasted, but he has stopped eating, or he did stop eating I should say, even in the separate tank which was heated to get the temperature up to try and help him. I brought the temperature up to 23 I think at one point. I brought it up to 23 to try, and he just wasn't interested at all. He wasn't eating. It was finding it hard to swim. It was obviously affecting his swim bladder as well. So unfortunately he didn't make it. So I am upset about it and sad. Obviously he was one of my mum's fish, original goldfish she had. He had a good stretch. It's got to be minimum 20 years old, may even been older to be honest. I've had it at least 15 years I'd have thought, and my mum had it before that, so it's got to be over at least minimum 20 years, excuse me, at least 20 years old, possibly older. So it had a good innings. I have still got 3 of my mum's original left, and they're saying they're fine, they're going well. So hopefully I don't have any issues with any other fish. But as I said, I don't think it was anything like dropsy or anything like that. I do think it was an internal issue, but as I said, I tried antibacterial and antifungal things and all that stuff. Nothing worked, so it is what it is. Anyway, moving on from that, as you can see, I've got my woolly hat on and my fleecy top because it's bloody cold. Winter is definitely on the way. Autumn is well and truly here, so it's going to be the start of my winter prep today. I'm not going to put up the covers on yet. I'm going to hold off on that as long as possible. I'm estimating, looking at the weather, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. I'm going to put them on. Hopefully it'd be nice to be longer. I don't really want to put them on too early. I want to enjoy them as much as possible, but luckily with my covers I can lift the ends up in the day if it's a warmer day to get some heat back in the pond, and then close them on the night to keep any warmth in there as much as possible. And with the covers I can fold them right back, and I can still, if it's a warmer day or warmer evening, enough to sit out by the pond for a little bit, I can still enjoy them a little bit. But my plans for today, I want to do purge my bottom drain ready for the winter. I want to give my skimmer a good clear out as well. I want to minimise any chance of bacterial build up throughout the winter, give everything a good clean down as best as possible. I did filters yesterday, so they won't need doing today. I will change my filter floss. That's the one thing that does need doing today, but I want to do that after I've done the bottom drain and got it running again. Make sure nothing comes through and put some clean flossing. I don't think there's much else on the main pond. Oh yes there is. I have got some the dreaded blanket weed is back. I was hoping his slower, cooler temperatures would slow it down, but it's actually getting up again. So I'm going to put a bit of, what am I using? Blanket answer, cloverleaf blanket answer in. I'm going to try the half dose because the temperatures are down, and hopefully that's going to knock it back enough for now, for the winter, and sort that out. Yes, I would like to have done my bottom drain after I've done the treatments and it died back a bit, but I don't want to do my bottom drain if temperatures go too low. So I'm going to do them today, the bottom drying. Once this blanket weed's died off, if the weather's still okay and temperature up a bit, I may give it another quick purge and jet wash out once the blanket weed's died back, if I can. But we'll have to wait to see on temperatures for that. So I've got to get my stuff set up. I think I'm going to do the bottom drain first. That's better. Yeah, so I'm going to do the bottom drain first. And what else was I doing? I got a skimmer, that's it. So I'll get this stuff together and we'll get this bottom drain done. Okay, so that's the bottom drain done. A little bit worse than I expected, but I'm putting that down to the blanket weed I had earlier in the year. Obviously, as I said, I got blanket weed now, so hopefully I can kill this off before the real cold weather sets in. I'll have a chance to give it a quick flush out again. But what I'm going to do now, I've just set my vacuum up over here. As you can see, got my vacuum ready. I'm now going to sort my skimmer out and give that a really good clean down, and that'll probably won't need doing again this year, because won't be long before the covers are on. Cobweb. So it won't be long before the covers are on, so there'll be nothing going through the skimmer anyway, and I will probably turn that off in the winter anyway. But yeah, so let me get this skimmer done. I'll set the camera up somewhere over there and then I'll clean the skimmer out. Okay, so that's that vacuumed out, and all I need to do now, as you can see, add this bit of stuff, look, blanket weed. I'm going to give this a good clear out and get it all back together. Okay, so that's the skimmer now cleared out and all done, all back up and running. What I am going to do is I'm going to stick these on the return. Obviously the return at the moment, she's out of the water, so that is cooling the water down a little bit. So I'm going to put these rubber boots on, nice and soft if they bump into them, which I'll put on every year, and the water then will return under the surface just to keep rid of the chill off a little bit, help with any cooling down of the water. This is my main return one. I have got some 1.5 ones somewhere I've got to find out for my skimmer returns, and then I'm going to stick my blanket answer in. And once that's done, we'll pop around the bunker, have a check on them in there. Everything's looking good in there. Heater is now on permanently as well. It's on 24 hours a day, that's running in there. I think the water's about 18.5, so it's brought that back up again, which is nice. It's not going to be up into the 20s, I wouldn't have thought. I'm not hiring the heater up that much. I'm just keeping the heater on tick over at the moment, and obviously when the weather really dips down cold, I'll monitor it. I may need to hire it up a little bit, and obviously that will use a bit more fuel. But that's for a later date, and hopefully we don't have a really bad winter. I don't know what winter's going to be like. Hopefully we don't get -11s like we did last year. Jesus, that was cold. But we'll see. Hopefully we have a mild one this year, which would be nice. Help with them heating bills. Don't get me going on that. Anyway, I'm going to sort these out, see if we can find these, stick them on, and I'll get this blanket answering. Okay, so rubber boots on them, and them 2 returns from the skimmer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort, as you can see, look, this blanket weed starting to take over again. Some really long bits down there, so I want to knock it back. I'm not putting a full dose in. I want to do a Coipon lifestyle and just stick half a dose in, and that should, just turn it around a minute, get a better picture. There we go. Hopefully knock it back enough, and then as the colder weather comes it will completely die off through the winter. But I'll put it in now, and hopefully the weather stays warm enough at least 2 to 3 weeks, and as this breaks down I'm going to probably give that bottom drain another quick jet wash out. Apart from that, I can't see any issues with them going into the winter. Hopefully it stays that way and I don't get any more parasites. I've seen no issues, no flicking, no flashing, so hopefully they'll be in good health going into the winter, so they come out in good health start our next season. So I'm going to put this blanket treatment in now, and in about a week's time I think I'll give it a Virkon treatment. That'll help them through the winter as well. So I've got it mixed up, so let's get it in. Okay, there it is in. So what I might do is I'm going to turn off the skimmer and the upflow for an hour or two, just to let it settle around in the pond, and I can stick that back on. I don't want it taking it out yet. So let me get this skimmer turned off. Okay guys, here in the bunker. They are looking good still. As I said, I've still got that one 30cm Shiro for sale, Shiro at 0, which is the one on the far left down there. And most of these others are still for sale. The Gajaku is still for sale. A nice big Kohaku. What else we got? I've got the Akamatsumas in there. I am keeping one of those. There's a smaller Kohaku, and there's 2 Harawakis. There's a lemon Harawaki in the left corner, and just below it is the more of an orange Harawaki as well. So yeah, most of these, so 95% of these are for sale if anybody's interested. The bigger Shiro over there is gone. That's the one I'm keeping. The bigger one has been reserved. So the 30cm one, which is now that one coming down there, where is it? Over the back there. Not the best pictures to see on that, but they're all doing really well. Temperature here at the moment is 21 in the bunker, and the water is at 18.9 on my Cacti, and on there we're at 19. So yeah, water's about around the 19, running off my diesel heater, which is set at the moment. You can see that at 14 degrees, that's all it's set at, and it's just on tick over in here. Look at that Gajaku is looking really nice. That is looking better than the one I've got in the pond, to be honest, but a nice Gajaku on there. So if anybody's interested in these, any of these, and they want me to bowl them up so you can have a better look, let me know and I can bowl it up for you in a later video. My 4 other Shiro Zeros are coming on really nice now. There's going to be some really nice dark ones in there, like the one I'm thinking of keeping, the smaller one over there. Maybe all, I mean, some fabulous pattern on them. Again, I think in a week or two I might bowl some of them up for them 4, so have another look at them. We'll see how they're doing, but they're looking really good. Obviously the temperatures in here would be nice to get to 23, 24 in the water, keep it around there. But to do that, I'm really have to have my meter up, and that's going to use a lot of fuel. But there's no other heater in here. I haven't got an aquarium heater or anything, so it's keeping the water at 19 at the moment. As temperatures drop outside, it's still, I think the water temperature here will drop. I am going to keep it to around the 14 on the heater. If I can keep the water around the 14, 15, they can still have a bit of food throughout the winter. And hopefully put a little bit of size on, a little bit more growth. That'll give them a chance to grow anyway with the food. As for the food, as you can see, the water clarity has really cleared up, and very minimal waste in here. And if you can actually see, we can get the glare off that with moving this around. So I normally get a lot down the bottom there, but it's very minimal with the Hikari food they're on. But those are looking really good. Very pleased with them. And that's a Benny Kikuta from Vince, has put so much size on. Again, hopefully it's going to change and get a bit more. I assume it's going to drop back a little bit and get a bit more white coming through. And hopefully some of that Benny's going to come out in some other places as well. That'd be a really nice one. If not, that could be a window fish. You really need a window to appreciate it. And we can get some of that the white to break up on the top again. There's a little bit on his top dorsal fin coming through. If I can get some of that to come up some more, that's really going to come out nice, I think. But we'll see how that one goes. Not much else going on, as in winter prep at the moment. I have got more to do, obviously. My covers will go on, but I want to leave them as late as possible. I'm estimating at least minimum 2 weeks. If I can get them longer, even better. If I can, 3 to 4 weeks would be nice. I prefer not to put them on at all, obviously. But I want to keep some heat in there over the winter, a bit of warmth for them. Don't want to go in too low, so just give a bit of protection. But if I can keep them off as long as possible, enjoy the pond as long as possible, even better. But the other winter preps I've got to do, obviously that's to put on. Hopefully that blanket weed's going to dry back pretty quick. That stuff normally works quite well, that blanket answer. And if that does die back enough within the next couple of weeks and the weather's okay still, I will do the bottom drain again. I suppose even if it is cold, if I do just a very quick one, I'm not going to lose too much water out of there. So when it's topped back up, it won't really affect it too much. As long as we're not, down to like 5 and 6 degrees in the water, I don't think it's really going to be an issue. If it's around the 10 still, 9, 10, I think I'll be okay to the bottom drain. So I will do that again before the winter really does set in. As for in here, not much going on, as in nothing to change. As for the main pond as well, I am looking at my upgrades I want to do on my filter system, and I'm still considering that little side piece, the little, I don't know if you call it a bog filter or not, or somewhere I can put a little more body of water and put my lilies in there, and that'll help. Lilies and my biggest irises, that type of stuff, to help remove the nitrates and stuff out of the pond. Again, that could be a winter job, something I can do in the winter. Dig down a little bit and build the sides up, get a little liner in there. Something I need to look at how I'm going to work that out. And I have got my filters to work out as well. Hopefully it's not going to be too cold, so we can get on and do that this winter. Give me something to do. But if it's absolutely freezing out there, I won't be doing it until next year. But fingers crossed I can get some of it done. I would like to get some done ready for next season. It'd be nice to get some of it up and running, at least before the start of the season, and I can start to get any new media and stuff matured, and any bacteria built up ready for the new season, which would be nice. But yeah, so that's it for now. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for your notifications. Until the next one, stay safe Job's a good one.